Hi guys, welcome back to lesson 4 of our biomes topic. Hope you're all doing well. Again, same things to talk about. It's due in on Thursday the 14th, and please, if you can, hand it in to Teams, or if you can't do that, and you should by this stage, but if you can't, then you can email one of your teachers. Okay, so today's title is the nutrient cycle. So if you can write that down, and then we're going to look at the key terms. So our key terms today are biomass. This means living matter such as leaves, plants, or animals. Litter. Now this is matter that has died and fallen to the forest floor. And nutrient cycle. Now this is a cyclic movement of nutrients such as calcium, potassium and magnesium within an ecosystem. And we'll look at that in a bit more detail in a minute. So write down the title and the key terms, pause the video. Alright guys, well you know the drill by now, so we're going to do the quiz. Just write down the answers. Here we go. What happens to air at the equator? Does it rise or does it fall? What happens to air at 30 degrees north and south? Does it rise or does it fall? Rising unstable air is known as what? High or low pressure. Descending stable air is known as high or low pressure. Rainfall in a tropical rainforest is called what? What is the second to highest layer in the rainforest? So not the top layer, the one just below it. What's that called? Which layer of the rainforest receives the least sunlight? The darkest layer. And then how many distinct layers does a rainforest have? All right, excellent. So here are your answers. I'm just going to put them up on the screen. I'm not going to talk about them. So when you look at these, just give yourself a tick with your green pen or change it with your green pen too. Excellent. All right, so let's just recap what we did last lesson. So in front of you, you can see the structure of the rainforest. This is what we did last lesson, and it has 4 layers. Can you please write down on your page or wherever you're doing this work what each layer is? Now, if you are up for a challenge, and I'm talking especially sets 1 and 2, you're more than capable to do this, but every set should do this too. I want you, for each layer that you've named, can you give some specific features of that rainforest structure? Think about the height, how much light gets there, any plant names or plant types. Okay, off you go. Give yourselves, I'd say about 5 minutes. Okay guys, so get your green pens out, and let's do some corrections or give yourself a tick if you've got any of these. First one is the forest floor. Now it's dark, it's damp, decomposition happens here. You get wide buttress roots, you can see here in the picture, to support the large trees. The understory, which is this story here, this layer, you get bare tree trunks because they are young trees and bushes, and also lianas use trunks to climb. They're the sort of the vines that climb up the trees. The canopy, which is the thickest layer or the densest layer, has 80% of all living things living there, and it's between 17 to 29 meters high. Then you've got the top layer, which is emergence. These are the tall trees that stick out the top. I'll give you a point, guys, an extra point if you can name the type of tree that these are. Okay. Okay, so let's get on to what this lesson is all about. This here, I'm going to talk about the nutrient cycle. So what are nutrients? Well, we looked at that right at the beginning of the lesson with one of the key terms. They are the sort of vitamins and the things that are needed for trees to grow. And in a forest, these nutrients are passed around in a cycle that never ends, and this helps forests and other ecosystems stay alive. So what I want you to do is you can draw a quick picture of a rainforest like there is in the middle here, or you can just do a tree, or you can just copy down the words that come up on the screen. And I'm going to explain to you what the nutrient cycle is. So please copy down as we go. Step 1. So in the rainforest, the trees lose their leaves all year round. So the trees fall off of the leaves, and the leaves fall off the trees and they fall down to the forest floor. Okay, so there we go. Leaves and litter fall to the forest floor. This word here, litter, is anything that has died and fallen to the forest floor. So it could be animals, it could be plants, insects. It can even be poo, animal poo. So that all falls to the floor. Because it's really humid in tropical rainforests, we have these things called decomposers, such as fungi or fungi, however you want to say it, and they grow rapidly. Now, you might have heard fungi before. They're like mushrooms, another fungus. I have a joke actually that you might like. So, why did the mushroom get invited to all the parties? Because he was a fungi. No? Okay. All right, let's move on. So, because it's really hot and wet in the forest, lots of things decompose. They break down really, really quickly. They rot, and because of like fungus rots it down. This means they break down the litter into nutrients. So all of the stuff that's fallen onto the ground just decomposes, it rots, and then it gets put back into the soil. Therefore, the wide buttress roots down here take up the nutrients, so they suck up the nutrients. And those nutrients lead to rapidly growing trees. And then the cycle repeats. So, they lose their leaves, the trees lose their leaves, they fall to the ground, they rot really quickly, they go back into the soil, the trees suck up the nutrients again and helps them grow. That's all it is. It's really, really simple. Okay, so I want you to put your thinking caps on now. I want you to just imagine that this rainforest has been destroyed by deforestation, so trees have been cut down. What would happen to the nutrient cycle if the trees were cut down? So, what would happen? Give yourself about 3 minutes to think about this, and I want you to use a chain of reason. So, you're going to write your point, you're going to give some evidence, and then you're going to explain it. Okay, so 3 minutes then, guys. Okay, so let's have a look. So get your green pens out, let's see how well you did. So, if the tropical rainforest was destroyed by deforestation, trees cut down, how would that affect the nutrient cycle? So, reduced number of trees will be shedding their leaves. The less litter is going to be falling to the forest floor. Therefore, less decomposition, or the soil receives less nutrients, and nutrients are washed away by the daily rainfall, as no roots remain to absorb the nutrients. So if you got rid of a tree, there wouldn't be any leaves falling to the ground. Therefore, no nutrients would fall back to the ground. There'd be nothing to then decompose into the soil. and there'll be nothing to be taken up again by the roots. And also, because it's in a rainforest, it rains every day. So whatever has fallen to the floor will just get washed away, because there'll be no roots of the trees holding it there. Okay, so I'm just going to put up some facts that you can use in your writing later on. So just write these down, guys. These are really important. Also, if you were in set 1 and set 2 and all the other sets as well, you should be doing extra research. So just get on Google and have a look at some more information about rainforests and the nutrient cycle, or anything that you were doing each week, and that will really help you widen your understanding of the topic. So here we go. Here are some facts. What decomposes on the forest floor? Dead plants and animals. Why do nutrients on the forest floor not stay in the soil for long? They're in high demand for the vast number of species. They get sucked up and used really, really quickly. Why is the removal of rainforest bad for soils? Well, if the trees are cleared, it results in poor quality farmland. No nutrients are going to be in the soil, so nothing can grow. What happens to the nutrients in the soil if there are no trees to protect them? Once the trees and roots are removed, the soil and nutrients are washed away. Okay, so this is your time to write your extended piece. So you are going to now explain in detail the nutrient cycle. All right, pretty easy. We've done this for the last few lessons. You're just going to write an extended piece using all the words in the box here, what you've just learnt really. So what is the nutrient cycle? So write a full explanation of what happens to nutrients in the tropical rainforest. You've got to use all of the key terms, and you've got to use them in the right order. There's something really important, guys, as well, that I want you to do, is the challenge. Now, I've noticed so far that not many of you are really pushing yourselves in your extended writing. So I want you to have a go at this if you can. It's really important. I also want you, in your writing, to suggest what might happen if the rainforest is deforested, if it's cut down. So what would happen? We know that already. So you need to put that into your writing. Right, before we get started, let's have a look at an example. So does this meet the criteria? Does it use all the key terms, and are they in the correct order? Have they also done the challenge? So the nutrient cycle in a rainforest is very fast. Dead leaves and twigs fall to the forest floor. This is known as litter. The fungi in the soil decomposes the nutrients, and they are put into the top of the soil. The wide buttress roots give back the nutrients to the trees, and the cycle happens again. Right, so let's see if this has met the success criteria. Okay, so it's not the right word used in the first sentence there. The word they should have used was rapid. Dead leaves and twigs fall to the forest floor. This is known as litter. Yes, you've used the key word there, and another key word. Second paragraph, they've used the key word there, and they've used the key word there, and another key word for buttress. But they've used the wrong word there. They needed to write absorbed instead of give back. So overall, 5 of the 9 words are used. They did not use rapid, absorb, biodiversity, or deforested. 2 words, absorb and rapid, were used in different ways. The correct order of the nutrient cycle was used throughout, but no attempt at the challenge. All right, guys, so it's a very basic answer there, and the challenge wasn't done. So you need to have a go now, guys. If you need a help sheet, and I'm only going to accept those that really, really struggle with this to use it, you'll find it on the next bit, and I'll show you. That will come up in a minute. So go back, have a look at your success criteria, think about the challenge, and give it a go. All right, guys, so if you really need a help sheet, here it is. But remember, if you don't need it, please give it a go on your own, guys, because you're more than capable. All right, thanks, guys. Bye. If you want to have a look at some videos, then all you have to do is type in this link into your browser. Now, I wouldn't try and click it because it won't work, so you've got to copy that into your browser and it will take you to Bitesize, and there is a video on there that you can have a look at, which will just kind of embed what we've learned today. Thanks, guys. See you later.